Welcome to episode number 4 of Sharkmind. Today we're going to talk about the what ifs. Of course, there's a good side to this if you use it in a constructive way, but we're mostly going to talk about this bad side that happens a lot, especially when you're not running great and you seem like you're losing a lot of pots. So let's just go with the constructive side. So maybe you play a hand and you think you made a mistake and you start thinking about, okay, what if I would have done check instead of raise or check raised. You're thinking about it in a way of like, how can I play this hand better in the future? That's amazing. That's basically, when you write down a hand, you study it. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the other what ifs that are just a waste of energy, of time, and of your concentration. So last week I was playing a game that gave me the idea of this video. I was playing, and this guy, amazing player for the table, super aggressive, playing a bunch of hands, but he got unlucky a few times. And one of them, he called the early raise position with pocket sevens, and he flopped the set, and the guy basically run it straight, and he lost. And he just went on this rant, like trying to find ways where he wouldn't have lost. And one of them was like, oh, what if I would have 3-bet you with my pocket sevens and you would have folded and then I would have won the pot and I would have lost all this money. And everybody's kind of looking at him. And of course, some people may 3-bet sevens. I don't think like, oh, nobody would ever do that. But they knew he wouldn't. He's not a guy that's going to be 3-betting pocket pairs. So it's this whole thought process of like, you're never going to do that. So you're not thinking about this in a constructive way of how can I improve next time. It's just oriented about this specific hand. How could I have changed a specific hand so I wouldn't have lost? And that is just such an easy way to waste your time and concentration, especially while playing poker. That one of the most important things is just to be focused on a hand, be focused on the next hand, so you can get as much information as you can from the table and make the best decisions. That is already hard because it's a very distracting environment with the TVs, with people talking, and people try to talk to you because, of course, it's a social thing as well. So why would you add another thing onto your plate? That is these what ifs. And I do think this comes from people's issue with dealing with mistakes, and I had this, so this I'm talking personally, and I think a lot of people have the same issue because it's so common. You're growing up, you make a mistake, you trip or something like that, you bruise your knee, and your parents just get so pissed off at you and they scream at you. Or you make a mistake on a test and an exam and the teacher gets mad at you. It's this whole mentality as if like you can't make mistakes. You got to be perfect. So then you grow up and you're your own person, and of course every time you make a mistake, you don't have these people to attack you and get mad at you. So what happens? You do it to yourself. And imagine like living in a world where you can't make mistakes, and every time you make a mistake, you're going to be attacked. Like, how are you supposed to be happy? Like, because we make mistakes constantly. We're humans. And this is part of my confirmations that I was talking about last week. Check that out to understand this a little more. But that's one of my main confirmations before I go to play, because it's something I worked really hard on. I would beat myself up when I made mistakes, One of them, like, it could be so dumb as if, like, I'm feeling great about myself, and I'm parking and I hit my car against the corner. I just bump into, not another car, just part of the street. And my mind's like, oh, you're such a fucking idiot. Like, you can't even park right. What are you feeling so good about yourself if you don't even know how to park? And it's just, before that would have got to me. And instantly all these good feelings I had would have vanished. All of my hard work to get myself in a good place, to be happy like that and to feel good like that, would have vanished because I made the little mistake of backing up too much. That had absolutely no consequences because I didn't hit anything, But the consequence I would implement on myself by trying to drain all the happiness, as if to have any type of happiness, you gotta have no mistakes ever. That's impossible. It is impossible. So I do think big part of helping yourself not fall down this cycle of, oh, what if, because I'm gonna make mistakes in my sessions. You're gonna make mistakes in your one of your next sessions, maybe not the next one, but we're all gonna make mistakes. The best players make mistakes. It's not a game that you just memorize and you know exactly what to do, like tic-tac-toe. It's not. It's so complicated, and we're not robots. So we gotta accept that we're gonna make mistakes and be productive with it. So use the productive what if side so we can learn and improve from them, so we could try our best to make less. But even if you know something, if some environmental, I don't know if that's the best word, but something in the moment that you're playing may affect you in a way that's going to make you make a mistake that you know you're not supposed to do. And there may be nothing you're going to learn from it. You already know you're not supposed to do it, but you did it. So I guess you can learn from that of what caused you to make that mistake in an emotional level, but you just got to accept it too. And the best way to go from there is just what I repeat to myself is, I am human. I'm going to make mistakes. I got to be comfortable with making mistakes, because especially when you're working on achieving bigger and bigger goals, you're going to make more and more mistakes. You know, if you work at a 9 to 5 desk job, nothing wrong with that, but just clicking buttons, you know, you do the same thing every day, well, yeah, you may not make that many mistakes. It's a repetitive thing. But if you're pushing yourself, you know, to play poker and maybe start your own thing, your own business or anything, just push yourself. The more you push yourself, the more mistakes you're going to make. So it's essential when you have these goals and play poker and just anything in life, just realize the more you push yourself, the more mistakes you're going to make. And if you don't know how to cope with these mistakes and be okay with it, and be okay saying, I'm human, I'm going to make these mistakes, let's move on, let's learn and improve from them, but understand that I'm human, so move on. It's going to be so hard because you're going to be attacking yourself over and over again for making such mistakes. So yeah, I wasn't planning on going that whole direction towards how to handle making mistakes, but I guess that is what causes a lot of the what if thoughts. So yeah, this is a shorter video. It happened last week while I was playing, and I liked whatever's fresh on my mind. Feels like a perfect strategy of just, okay, I'm going to use that for next week's video. So yeah, let's see what happens this week playing poker. That will inspire me for next week's video. That is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will be here next Sunday, as always, 11 a.m. with some type of knowledge about how to deal with poker and life in the best way possible. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, leave a comment. I always appreciate, you know, knowing what people think. This is a new YouTube channel, so I literally expect no comments. So if I get one, that's the first step towards getting two. Yes, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next week.